Hi everyone, it's Stacy from Home Embrace. Welcome to my fall marathon. And I was planning this fall video when I first recorded it. I remember actually going to Hobby Lobby and picking out all my material that I was going to use. I was trying to create a very full looking mantle using the white sunflowers. It's funny because I ran across the white sunflowers in Hobby Lobby and actually had no idea what I was going to do to create a mantle look for my video. So when I came across those, that was the inspiration for this fall mantle that you're seeing here. And because my living room has blue color in it, I wanted to bring in and infuse that blue color. So you'll see a few blue pumpkins in here and berries also. Most of the items I did get from Hobby Lobby. And there was a few items I did go to the dollar store and bought those, and I think it's really beautiful, and I remember absolutely loving the mantle. I love having a basket placed beside my fireplace. I usually do that a lot of times for my seasonal decor. And I went to the dollar store and just bought a plaid scarf, popped that in there, and a few books that I already had laying around the house. And I'm just going to use a few things like that for my arrangement, keeping it quite simple. And again, these are all things that were really cheap, either from the dollar store. I end up getting this pumpkin. I think that this one was purchased from Hobby Lobby. Love the burnt orange color against this light plaid. I'm just bringing in some more texture for the opposite side of the mantle, and I'm going to be bringing in some more white to balance both sides out because I have white on the mantle and a little white on the other side, so I wanted to put a little white on this side too. And now we're going to take a look and see how it all came together. Now we're in the kitchen and we're going to start creating our fall tablescape. And I did not decide to use a tablecloth this time. Usually I do use tablecloth quite a few times in a lot of my other tablescapes. My favorite thing to create, I think, when I do decorate is tablescapes. That's one of my absolute favorite things. And for this tablescape, I remember wanting to create a really tall arrangement for the middle of the table. So you're going to see that coming up very shortly. I absolutely loved the fall arrangement that I made for this table. I still actually have it. I loved it so much I didn't want to take it apart. But I have these pumpkin plates that I purchased from the dollar store. I think it was the year before. So this was my first time using them. I didn't end up using them the year I purchased them. And here is the vessel I'm using for making my arrangement. It's very heavy and it's a pottery item, and I ended up thrifting that, and I absolutely love it. I love the color of it, and I think it was because it had that deep tone to it that inspired me for this arrangement. So I'm going to be using a lot of burnt oranges. You're going to see that, and a lot of like wheat and very earthy and textured items. But before we start that arrangement in the middle of the table, I am going to start placing my fall leaves around it, because I'm going to be putting a few pumpkins in the middle of the table. You cannot have a fall tablescape, I don't think, without pumpkins. You have to have at least one or two. I just went to the dollar store and picked up a few of these leaves. Nothing special, but I like the color of them, so I thought they would be perfect for this arrangement. And I love the look of pears also, and I love the color that they bring. I love the yellow and the greens. There's something about that color combination that always catches my eye in fall. And now my favorite part is doing the flower arrangement. I've always loved doing flower arranging, and I don't know where I get this from. My mom always says she doesn't understand how I do these, and she doesn't have that kind of talent. She always tells me that, and I don't know where I ended up getting the talent to do this, but I always love doing it, and it's something that always catches my eye. I love flowers, and I guess maybe that's why. So instead of buying arrangements all the time, I generally like to make my own. And I purchased these gorgeous flowers you see me putting in here at Hobby Lobby. That burnt orange color is what really drew me to them. I wanted a moody look for this arrangement. I'm just popping in a few napkins, and I purchased a fall pillow cover from Amazon. This one was a velvet one. Always keeping in mind adding lots of texture, lots of color, and I think that really makes a tablescape pop. I wanted to use my apothecary jar, so I was basically trying to come up with something to put in it. So I just came up with putting some fall leaves and pine cones and just a candle inside. And I'm going over to the other side of the island, and I pot this gorgeous fall pumpkin, and I forgot to put batteries in it. That's what you just saw. One of those blunders. I was just showing you now this beautiful star pumpkin. This was the star of the show in my kitchen for my fall decorating last year, and I decided, because I love the pumpkin so much, I was going to create this whole earthy effect to go around it. So that's what you're seeing now, and all that is a bunch of plates stacked underneath, and fall leaves from the dollar store, and pine cones all built up with moss and some berries, and very simple to do actually, and it turned out absolutely gorgeous. I love this look on the center island. I do remember this was a messy arrangement to do because of all the moss, and yeah, that I just remember a lot of mess creating that, but it was so worth it. Now I'm heading over to the floor, and I'm going to make an arrangement here also. I always do a ton of arranging when I'm decorating, and that's just me. I love, like I said, creating my own looks, and I'm just using more pumpkins. And I love the look of wicker also. You cannot have enough wicker when you're decorating for fall, I think, because it brings that nice texture that I'm always looking for. And to jazz it up, I'm just adding a simple napkin. It really doesn't take a lot to make a lot of these arrangements. It's just buying the items, and a lot of them you can purchase at the Dollar Tree because they have some fantastic things there at the Dollar Tree now. So why not get them instead of always having to go purchase like really expensive items? It's nice once in a while to do that also, but you know, I always try to check out the Dollar Tree if I can, to try to find as much items as I can so I don't have to spend that, you know, that amount of money. And I think this turned out sweet. I love the sunflowers in there against that buffalo check. At this end of the kitchen, I'm just going to place a basket, a nice tall one, and add a throw for some color. And I picked this pillow because it had the sunflower on it, because I love those sunflowers. Can't have enough of those. And another yellow pumpkin. On this day, we decided to go fall mum shopping, and it was a beautiful day outside, so it was a perfect day to get out there and pick out all our fall decor for the outside of our home. And I love putting a ton of mums in my front garden because I just love the explosion of color and that fall feeling every time I walk up to my porch. So we're going to be here picking out a lot of fall mums today. And we can't forget the fall pumpkins. I always have to take a look at the fall pumpkins and pick out the exact ones that I want to choose for my front garden and my front porch. And this year I decided to mix it up and get a bunch of different colors. These pumpkins were so darn cute. I love the tiny pumpkins. They're adorable. You can't not be happy when you're walking through a greenhouse and you're seeing all this gorgeous color. The fall mums bring that happy fall feeling, and with the weather that was outside, it's just glorious. And seeing all the color makes me so happy. So now we're going to take a look at my garden after I got everything home, dragged it all out of the car one by one, which was not, it was quite a feat. And so now that I have all my mums placed into the garden, we're going to take a nice look at how everything turned out. And I think it turned out absolutely gorgeous. I did keep my potato vine that was planted in the summer, and that just grew so big that I just decided to keep that in the front. I thought that looked so pretty, that really bright green against all these fall mums. And I have never had a potato vine ever grow that large in all the years I've been doing gardening. And this year, apparently, it just started growing and it just went crazy. But I remember every time I walked up to the front porch and came in and out of the house, I saw this explosion of color, and every day you couldn't help but be happy. And my neighbors actually loved it. They loved sitting on the front porch and looking over at my gardens and seeing all the color. And my favorite thing is when little kids are walking on the sidewalk with their moms and dads, they always end up coming up to the garden, pointing at the pumpkins, and then they really enjoy looking at this also. And that brings me joy, seeing the smiles on their faces also. Well, everybody, this is the end of my fall marathon video. I hope you enjoyed this and got some fall inspiration. And stay tuned. We have more fall videos coming your way for 2025 very, very soon. And I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Toodaloo. We'll see you next time.